sometimes the process is painful. It is painful because some of the things that you're going through, you're just wondering, God, why is this happening to me? It's because you're special.
Healing never comes as quick as the heartbreak. I don't wanna wait. God, I've tried, but I can't find it. The pain won't go away.
Before the earth could shine with life, it had to go through a process. It had to go through a journey. What if your breakthrough is waiting on the same thing? Here is why your journey matters more than you think. Let's explore how the Bible reveals the power of patience, process, purpose in bringing your dreams to life. Let's get into it, and welcome back. This is Healing in Jesus, a space where we care, we share, we heal. We don't judge here. We listen, we don't judge. This is the real definition of we listen, we don't judge, because God is close to the brokenhearted. He heals those who are crushed in spirit. So yeah, we're doing healing the Jesus way. Let's get into it. And Happy New Year. Okay, so I'm reading a story from Genesis. I was going through Genesis. I was reading Genesis chapter 1. And then God just told me something about Genesis. So first I read the book of Genesis, chapter 1. And then when I was listening to a podcast by Lombe Posa, I found she spoke about something. She spoke about the process, how it is important to go through a process. And then it just reminded me of like my now, what I'm going through right now. And I told myself, wait, this can actually be a YouTube video. So I hope it helps someone. Let me just get into it. Let me go to Genesis chapter 1. Yeah. So Genesis chapter 1, I'm just going to read the parts where God was creating things, right? So in the beginning, this is verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. So at first, the earth was it was empty. It had nothing. Some of us, when we move into houses, they have nothing. In fact, all of us. Okay, there are those houses with apartments. Some are fully furnished, some are not. But it was empty. This earth had nothing. It had no trees. It had no light. It had no water. Imagine the earth without nothing. That's how it was. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. God saw that the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness night. And there was evening, and there was morning. That was day 1. So, and God said, "Let there be a vault between the waters to separate water from water." So God made the vault and separated the water under the vault from the water above it. And it was evening, and there was morning, and that was day 2. And God said, "Let the water under the sky be gathered to one place, and let dry ground appear." And it was so. God called the dry ground land, and gathered waters, and he called seas. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let the land produce vegetation, seed-bearing plants, and trees on the land that bear fruit with seed in it, according to their various kinds." And it was so. The land produced vegetation, plants bearing seed according to their kinds, and seeds bearing fruit with seed in it according to their kinds. And God saw that it was good. And this was evening, and there was morning, and this was day 3. And God said, "Let there be light in the vault of the sky to separate the day from the night, and let them serve as signs to mark sacred times and days and years, and let them be lights in the vault of the sky to give light on the earth. And it was so. God made two lights, the greater light to govern the day and the lesser light to govern the night. He also made the stars. God set them in the vault of the sky to give light on the earth, to govern the day and the night, and to separate light from darkness. God saw that it was good. And there was evening and there was morning, and that was day 4. And God said, let the water teem with living creatures, and the birds fly above the earth across the vault of the earth, of the sky. So God created the great creatures of the sea, and every living thing with which water teems and that moves in about it, according to their kinds, and every winged bird to its kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed and said, be fruitful and increase in number, and fill in the water in the seas, and let the birds increase on the earth. And there was evening and there was morning, and that was day 5. And God said, let the land produce living creatures according to their kinds, the livestock, the creatures that move along the ground, and the wild animals, each according to its kind. And it was so. God made the wild animals according to their kinds, the livestock according to their kinds, and all the creatures that moved along with the ground according to their kinds. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, let us make mankind in our own image, in our likeness, so that they may rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky, over the livestock and all the wild animals, and over the creatures that move along the ground. So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God he created them, male and female he created them. God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it, rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky, and over the living creatures that moves on the ground. Then God said, I give you seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree that has fruit with seed in it. They will be yours for food, and to the beasts of the earth, and the birds in the sky, and all the creatures that move along the ground. Everything that has breath of life in it, I give every green plant for food. And it was so. God saw that he made, and it was very good. He saw everything that he made, and he said it was very good. And there was evening and there was morning and the 6th day. And then we all know what happens on the 7th day. So, if God wanted to, he would have created the earth in one day. But why did he choose to create the earth in 6 days? Why did he decide to be patient? Even God decided to be patient. There is power in the process. Imagine if he just said, I care less where the sky goes, I care less. Imagine if the sun was up and every day we're just we're eating soil, guys. It's raining soil because God just wanted to create the earth in one day. Imagine a horse on a lion's head. Imagine a horse with a lion's body, a lion with a horse's body. It would have just been weird. Everything would have been looking weird. But God is a God of a process. He's a God of patience. He's a God of purpose. He created the plants so that we could have fruit and seeds. All these fruits we eat, the mangoes, the guavas, the oranges, the strawberries, everything that we eat, it had to go through a process. The fruit that we eat has to go through a process. It has to grow. When farmers plant the seeds, they wait for them to grow. They have to go through a process. So that is why it is very important for us to go through a process. Because even God, made the earth go through a process. Imagine if you were to have an opportunity today and you are not ready because you did not go through a process. God created everything day by day. He created light, He created darkness, each to be placed where it's supposed to be. The process is supposed to place you where you're supposed to be. Oh my goodness. It's supposed to prepare you for where you're supposed to be, because you without a process is you without preparation, is you missing the opportunity because you did not go through preparation. The earth had to go through preparation for us to live in it. Everything has a process because it needs to be refined. Diamonds need to be refined before they are actually diamonds. So anything that does not go through a process will suffer destruction because it was not ready for the place that it was supposed to go to. I was reading a book and the lady, the woman of God, was talking about David. David was told that he was going to be a king. Do you know that before David killed Goliath, he used to wrestle with lions and bears? The day that Goliath had to be killed, David used the skills that he uses to fight the lions and bears. He just said, I'm just going to use a stone and I'm going to trust in God. Because he knew that if I do this the right way, like everything that we are going through in the process is preparing us for what's going to happen when the breakthrough actually comes. Imagine musicians without having lessons, like without having vocal warm-ups, without having all those things. That's a process. The process prepares us for the breakthrough. It's important for us to go through a journey that is going to bring us into a place of surrender. You need to surrender to the purpose and the process for you to be able to bring out your all. There's something that God told me just now when I was reading. I should have written it down because now I forgot it. The earth was formless and dark. It was empty. Us without a process, we are empty and we don't know what we are doing. There's confusion all over. This earth was confused before it went through a process. The process helps us figure out more of who we are and what we need to do. That is why we need to go through a process. I know the process is tough. I know the process wants to make you cry every day. Every day you just want to cry like, God, when is this breakthrough coming? But you're not ready. You're not yet ready. I'm speaking to myself as well. The things that you go through in the process are the skills that you gain that are going to help you in the breakthrough. The earth that was being formed is the earth we're still using today. The earth that was formed, I don't know how many years ago, is the earth that we're still... The fruit is the same fruit that we're still eating from. The animals, they have died, they've given birth, it's a generation of the first animals that God created. So guys, we need to go through a process because we are nothing without the process. We are nothing without the process. I pray for the Holy Spirit to remind me because I know it was something very important. God, help me remember. Holy Spirit, help me remember. I need to remember. Oh my goodness. Sometimes the process is painful. It is painful because some of the things that you're going through, you're just wondering, God, why is this happening to me? It's because you're special. You are special and you are called by God. That's why you're going through that process. That's why you're going through that. we all need to go through a process. There is purpose in the 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 process. God is intentional with everything he does. He's not a God of coincidence. He will make you go through what you need to go through before you can actually be at the place that you're supposed to be at. Because without the process, without God, there's nothing that can work out for us. There's confusion before the process. Imagine, I don't know why I keep saying imagine, guys, but imagine a baby that is in grade 1 being given a grade 12 exam without knowing all those things from grade 2 to grade 11. They would fail that exam because it's difficult. They haven't gone through a process. The brain develops as we go from grade to grade, as we go from phase to phase. The process is a phase too. There are phases in the process. So the same way that we need to go from grade 1 to grade 2 to grade 3 to grade 4 to grade 5 to grade 6 to grade 7 to grade 8 to grade 9 to grade 10, grade 10 to grade 11, grade 11 grade 12, then university, then work. It's the same way that we need to go through the process in our normal lives. There are phases in the process. Today, God might give you something to figure out. Tomorrow, you won't know that solution that you are bringing out today is going to help you in the next 10 years when you have your company. Ask musicians, ask successful people. They had to go through a process for them to be where they are right now. They had to meet people. They had to let go of people. They had to let go of other dreams. They had to make their priorities straight. That's why we need to go through a process. It helps us realize what we are fighting for, why we are fighting for it, and where we are going. Without the process, we do not know where we are going, because if you do not have a process, you will not know where you're going, and you will follow anyone anywhere. So, I don't know, but let's learn to work through the process without complaining, because we need a process, we need a process, we need a process. We need to be processed. So yeah, I think that's it. And I hope that you guys have learned 1 or 2 or 3 things. As I have mentioned, this is the space where we care, we share, and we heal. Everyone needs to go through a process. Hey! Everyone needs to go through a process. God has called us to go through a process. Oh my goodness. God is so intentional. And he knows what he's doing. Sometimes we fail in the process so that we do not get to fail again when the breakthrough comes. Send this to someone who you feel needs to watch it. And subscribe and like and comment, you guys, to get me on the algorithm. I'm already on the algorithm, but let the algorithm do its thing. When you like, when you subscribe, when you comment, share with a friend, and come back next time for another video. This year I'm trying to be intentional and consistent, and everything that involves being serious. So yeah, bye guys, subscribe, and welcome to the family of Healing in Jesus. Bye.